Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat on the way in. Let me make sure to bring this up while I'm having this conversation with you guys. Okay, there we go. All right. Liberation through Owen, right? I know I started a little early for you guys. My apologies for those of you that are used to Mr. Z being late by like 5 or 10 or minutes or 30 minutes or forever. Yeah, but today we're talking about liberation through Owen. Um, yeah, so check out the link in the description for those of you that haven't seen it yet, right? The ladies on the breakdown, a woman's perspective, um, they are going through speaking about Owen, and right, and Owing is HOE, right? 304s, right? So, but Mr. Z wanted to be extra and different and call it Owen because anyway, and plus the YouTube police can't catch me, coppers. Um, can't sanction me because I ain't say the word, right? So, liberation through Owing. I got about 25% through the conversation with the panel. So, if anybody went over what I went over, what I'm about to go over, excuse me, um, my apologies. So, liberation through Owing is what these women are fighting for, right? That's what this is all about. And I'm gonna give the definition for freedom and give the definition for liberation so that we can understand what this is, right? And give me 1 second, y'all. Give me 1 second. Liberation, the act of setting someone free from imprisonment, slavery, or oppression. Release, right? Freedom, the power or right to act, speak, or think as one wants without hindrance or restraint. This is what Owen is. This is what it's about, right? So the ladies gave their reasoning why they think women. Oh, by the way, for the subject matter, how did Mr. Z forget to speak about this? The subject matter is why do so many women, and I think it was specifically black women, identify with or chill around and have and are friends with O's, right? And brothers in the comments were going in, birds of feather flock together, because 90% of black women are O's, 99, you heard some, stuff like that. I wouldn't say none of that. I'm saying they live vicariously through those women because they see Owing as freedom, a woman that's living life on her own terms in her own way, right? She's living life the way she wants to live it, how she wants to live it, without being constrained by men, right? Oh, side note, let's put this on the itinerary. I want to review Radical Latinos conversation. I'll put it in the link in the description for the upcoming video. And I still want to do my rant on affirmative action being repealed. But I want to also review Radical Latinos speaking about Tariq Nasheed and um, one panelist in particular and what she said. So that's on the schedule, or the itinerary, right? So let's also put that there. I'm telling you guys this so if I listen back to this, which I will, I can remind myself, hey, by the way, you said you were going to do this, so you got to do this. Okay, back to the topic at hand. That's what, at least, I'm not, obviously we defer to the ladies, and okay, fine. These are your friends, these are associates. You don't know that they're O's until y'all friendship maybe, or you're not judging, or whatever it is. But from a black man's perspective, from a black man that's in the black manosphere's perspective, right? And not all brothers are gonna agree with me on this, maybe not even most. I say women in general, in the West especially, black women is specifically, black women in America specifically, live vicariously through O's because O's don't have to listen to anyone. O's body count is high because they don't care about social stigma. They don't care about men's perception. At least they do a really good job in pretending they don't care. They're living life on their own terms, their own way. Now, here's the problem: freedom's not free. Freedom is not free. And you know what you're giving up? Structure, safety, right? You're giving up structure for your freedom. Freedom is not free. You forfeit, excuse me, structure. That's why you see O's be having all type of mental issues sometimes, right? They can't. It's not like they could get along with the man for too long. They can't get along with a man for too long. I would like to direct all the superhead. They just can't. They can't. They have the thousand peen stare, right? They just can't make it work with any man. It don't matter who. You could throw the richest white man. You could throw a brother with big long D. You could throw anyone, and they can't deal. They can't do it. Their psyche just won't let them. Right? They want to live free and fast, and there is nothing wrong with that. We live in a country that affords you those liberties. The problem now for many O's is who's going to pay for it? Uh-oh. I said freedom ain't free. Freedom's not free. Who's going to pay for your freedom? You're paying for your freedom to a certain extent. But who else is paying for it? The state? An ex-boyfriend? A baby daddy? An ex-husband? Your children? Your sons? Who? Right? Your own psyche? Your children's psyche? Right? If freedom's not free, then do you understand how you get to where we are now in our society? And let me read the definition for liberation one more time and the definition for freedom one more time. Liberation, the act of setting liberation, the act of setting someone free from imprisonment, slavery, or oppression, to release them, right? Freedom, the power or right to act, speak, or think as one wants without hindrance or restraint. Without hindrance or restraint. Women of the 21st century particularly see relationships, they have adopted a radical feminist view, and they see relationships with men as either slavery or inherently oppressive. They see this constraining, right? They see it as limiting. So Owen looks liberatory. Owen looks liberatory, especially to someone that was raised a particular way, right? Maybe with conservative values. You ain't get to hang out with friends, right? Owen looks liberatory. The women that they don't care what men think or say, they're gonna do what they want to do, how they want to do it, with whatever man they want to do it with. And to hell with the consequences. Consequences be damned. Owen looks liberatory. Owen looks liberatory. Right? And y'all excuse my background if I'm coming in and out or if I'm pause. And y'all give me a second. I might have to repeat some of the things I said earlier, but these are things that I wonder if the ladies on the breakdown were considering. I mean, these are ladies talking about women, so once again, Mr. Z is going to defer to them. But from the outside looking in, it looks like black women like O's because black women like seeing women who are living the life they want to live, and there's nothing wrong with that, except when the consequences come for being an O. The disrespect, right? The disrespect that comes from being an O, the way society looks at you or your community or the people that know you well, the way they talk about you behind your back. They try to keep their husbands away from you, their boyfriends away from you, right? They treat you like you're a disease. And something I definitely want to push back on, because this sentiment is so misplaced. O's are not winning. The vast majority of O's are not winning. Y'all see a couple of strippers turn rappers, and a couple of these people end up with rappers, or they end up with some type of entertainer for all of 2 nanoseconds, and y'all think O's are winning. The vast majority of O's, regardless of race, are not winning. Nor will they ever. 1 or 2 of them get to go out with some ball player or some entertainer and get an expensive bag. Maybe get a car note paid once or twice. That's it. That does not mean that O's are winning. Just because they took a picture of the highlight of their life that lasted all of 5 nanoseconds does not mean that O's are winning. Right? O's have kids. O's don't have children. So every once in a blue they get the ring. O's are not winning. When this sentiment was in full bloom a few years ago, I was like, no, they not. 1 or 2 of them are showing you the highlights of their life on social media, on Instagram, and y'all really think O's are winning? They're not winning. The swirler O's are not winning. Excuse me, goddamn, Mr. Z lost his religion for half a second. The swirler O's are not winning. The I only date black men O's are not winning. The I don't even date black men. I don't date men at all. I date women. O's are not winning. They're not winning. As I said before, 1 or 2 of them show you the highlight of their life, or they brag about situations. Then half the time y'all find out they're lying. They are lying. And then the term O's are winning becomes popular. Why? Because 1 or 2 of them ended up with a rapper. 1 or 2 of them is pushing a Rolls Royce Cullinan. A Lamborghini Urus. Right? And we think what O's are winning? O's are winning. That's why their children come out all type of messed up most of the time, right? O's are not winning, everyone. They're not. But I can understand the sentiment, especially if you see O's turn into rappers. You see O's end up with certain black entertainers. A couple of black O's end up with white entertainers. And so, yeah, you could, misinterpret that as O's are winning. O's are not winning. And yes, it's an O culture right now. It definitely is a thought culture right now. But that does not mean that O's are winning. If O's were winning, they wouldn't be complaining also on the other side, on the back end, giddy. Right? I said giddy. Giggity. What am I saying giddy for? They wouldn't be complaining. They're complaining. Former O's are complaining that nobody wants to take them seriously. Lady, you're a 40, 50-something-year-old former O. Maybe even current O. Right? I definitely want to dispel this myth that O's are winning. No, they are not. A handful of them, just because a couple of people on planet Earth, or in America better yet, have won the lottery does not mean like everyone's winning the lottery. Or most people are going to win the lottery. a fraction of a fraction of a fraction. We don't base everything off of the handful of people that have the relative, excuse me, relative handful of people that have won the lottery. So if a handful of people just got lucky, they had the right looks, they were positioned in the right place at the right time to meet a particular type of man that didn't care or that took to them, that does not mean that O's are winning. Right? But once again, I can understand how someone can extrapolate O's are winning from our current environment. Or at least what's portrayed and advertised. Right? Give me 1 second, everyone. Gonna have to make a couple of turns. 1 minute. All right, there we go. O's are winning. I understand the sentiment, but no, they're not. I definitely understand the sentiment, but no, that's a negative. Right? Give me 1 second, everyone. Okay. All right. What else we got? Right? Oh, of course. The women that live vicariously through these, I said this already, live vicariously through these particular women. You may live a structured life. It's the brothers that listen to hip hop. You listen to Biggie, and you're playing in your mind being in that mafioso type situation. It's a movie. It's a movie on wax. Right? And for 4 minutes of this song, 4.5 minutes of this song, you're living vicariously through the character that Biggie is rapping about. Right? While you drive your square car to your square job and live a square safe life, which, by the way, there's nothing wrong with that. Many of these women are doing the same thing. As I've said to y'all before, even Chris Lynn Carrington said it. A bunch of these people are aspiring swirlers and divestors. And when I say aspiring, they won't even approach the white dude. But they like hearing a black woman rip black men apart using white men as the tool. Right? The same can be said about the O's. Black women watching the O live her life however she wants, and living vicariously through that. While she has a serious boyfriend or a husband, and she lives her square life, right? But yet, if you go through the music on her phone or the content she consumes, you wouldn't think so. This woman is the most square person on the face of the earth. But the music she listens to wouldn't tell you that. And the content she consumes online wouldn't tell you that. And the television shows and movies she likes wouldn't tell you that. How many women, white, black, Latina, Asian, or otherwise, love Sex in the City? They were not living that life, though. And they would be offended if you called them a because they really weren't living that life. But they loved watching that life. Because, once again, they see it as liberatory. They won't engage in it. They'll judge their friends harshly if their friends engage in it. Maybe their associates can engage in it and they can watch it from afar and watch the train wreck that is their associate's life. The one co-worker that they kind of know but not really. The friend of a friend of a friend. Right? So yeah, these women are living vicariously through the O's. Now, Are some of these women are engaging in this? Of course. But many of these women are living vicariously through the O's, right? Young virgin women watching O behavior on television and on social media because they see it as liberatory, right? And I'm going to give the definition of freedom and liberation and freedom again because I really want this to stick to us, right? The spectacle of it all. The spectacle. People love a good train wreck. We know this from rubbernecking. You know this when you're on one side of the freeway and traffic is built up and let's say you're going northbound on the expressway and then you pass an accident on the southbound side and realize it wasn't on your side, and the reason that there was traffic is because people were rubbernecking. For those of you that don't know the term rubbernecking, they were turning their head towards the accident, so they were slowing down and causing a traffic jam even though there was no accident on going in the direction you're going in. People love a good spectacle. Mr. Z himself, I'm subscribed to dash cams on IG that show you just weird accidents and near accidents all over the globe. Right? So the spectacle of watching O's and their ups and downs in life, giggity. And watching the majority of them crash and burn or end up alone and unhappy, right? The spectacle of it all. People love watching the spectacle, and that's what we see. So hearing the story, and it's one thing to see it on television, right? Read a couple of comments in the comment section for any video on IG or on YouTube. It's a whole different story to have a friend or associate that's living that life, and you get the first hand details of what's going on in their life and how they playing. They're using this guy. They're having sex with 3, 4 men at the same time. And this guy is paymaster. This is daddy three legs, right? This guy is just a guy that you love the way he speaks and he has the gift of gab. And this other guy, you're really hoping one day he'll take you seriously and say, hey, let's be exclusive. So you're dating 3 or 4 men at the same time. Right? The spectacle of it all. And gender warlord, this is a great point also. Plus, people like to watch that content to feel better about their lives. Well, this little train wreck of mine is not as bad as Homegirl over here, right? I got a baby problem. This Homegirl over here. For all of my Xers and older millennials, hey, did Lord Hill find out who the baby father is yet? God damn! Oh, y'all thought y'all were safe with the Hotep, Smarty Art, Unk wearing sisters. Even the Haitian or Jamaican ones. You thought wrong. You think you safe with the Nigerian ones, huh? You thought wrong. International Ronin, exactly. Springer on YouTube. Right? What did Mean Girls tell us when they walked into that and yeah, Mr. Z watched Mean Girls with his sister, younger sister. What did the sexually active what band geeks or Toya's gonna correct me? Oh yeah, what? Oh, wait, y'all thought some of the like nerdy chicks weren't getting it in? Alexa, play Ludacris, please. There you go. There you go. Oh, again. There it goes. Erica, another one. Uh-oh. Right? How many of y'all in the early aughts? Y'all ain't see y'all ain't know this Erica, huh? Indigo Flow, serial baby mama, but she deep though. Yeah, she be deep in something, right? The spectacle of it all, and watching what not to do. Watching some of these women watching, I'm like, ooh, that could never be me. They clap it up for her, ladies. Let's be honest, y'all clap it up for her in her face, and then when she walk away or when you walk away, you either tell yourself or tell your close friends, yeah, that couldn't be me. Oh no, I can't believe she doing that. I can't believe she living that life, right? I would never, right? The breakdown. Stop asking men. Well, better yet, stop telling men we like O's. No, men like effing O's. Men fornicate with O's. The worst thing a man could ever hear is he got an O pregnant. No, men F O's. We don't try to marry them. We don't try to associate with them too tough. Just because y'all see a couple of entertainers elevating them does not mean that's what the average man is trying to do. The average square man is not living that life. If he goes to the strip club, he goes there for that reason. If he's engaging with a particular O, the side chick, that's what she's there for. Nobody likes being with the O. Right? So let's give the definition for liberation and freedom one more again. Liberation, the act of setting someone free from imprisonment. Excuse me. The act of setting someone free from imprisonment, slavery, or oppression to release, right? To release them. That's the definition of liberation. Freedom, the power or right to act, speak, think, or, excuse me, the power or right to act, speak, or think as one wants without hindrance or restraint. That's what being an O is about. No restraint, no hindrance. Which, by the way, Mr. Z understands. Fine. Once again, many women O's find being an O as liberatory. It's liberatory. The women that are friends with them and associates with them, that's what they enjoy about them. She don't have to follow no rules. She don't care what men think. She doesn't have to be at home at an appropriate time. She can leave her kids with her mother and go out and spend the whole night out. Right? No restraint, no hindrance. That's truly what being an O is all about. That's what it's really about. Right? And to go say, we don't love them O's. Man. And there's something to be said. Let's put on our white supremacist conspiracy theory foil hat, right? Tinfoil hat. Although most of this is we pretty much been proven. Yeah, the elite white men are gonna tell you to find your liberation through Owen because they not giving you a penny or nothing. Oh yeah, you fought for female empowerment in the second wave feminism, 50s, 60s, 70s. Yeah, that's cute. Yeah, go find your empowerment through a handful of middle management jobs, one or two executive positions that we're gonna highlight to hell, and through Owen. Oh yeah, find your liberation through Owen, right? Find your liberation through the gender war and telling men they can't tell you what to do or how to do it. They can't tell you how to dress. They can't tell you how to comport yourself. You don't even want to hear what they like. What's the term? Your unsolicited opinions, right? Yeah, the white elite dudes. Yeah, they're gonna give you Owen as a solution to your problem. Yeah, you look, go live free and fast and do what you want to do, how you want to do it, right? Sounds nice. But y'all talk amongst yourselves. Y'all give Mr. Z 1 minute. Y'all talk amongst yourselves. And I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. Let's see. What did Mr. Z miss? Uh-oh. Dwayne says the freedom comes with responsibility from decisions. A person can create their own prison, like if men don't want to date a sex worker. Look, hey, freedom's not free. I said it. You forfeit structure. You forfeit structure. If you're finding liberation and freedom through engaging in sexual activity with multiple partners at the same time, maybe not literally at the same time, although maybe, then you forfeit structure. Get it through the state or through some NGO. But an individual man most likely will not provide you any type of emotional, mental structure, foundation, safety, protection, which you might get maybe if you're sugar babying for multiple dudes, is a couple of dollars. You might get a couple of dollars if you owing. You'll get some money if you owing, maybe. But the structure, nah. First, most men won't provide it. They won't offer it. And the handful that do, you have contempt for. Goddamn. Zulu said that's like 10 minutes. I'm gonna have to tell y'all to give me a minute again in a minute. Right? What's going on, Zulu? Shouldn't you be in Africa somewhere? Right. But yeah, right. But yeah, so it's structure. And Zulus living in the heart of the middle of the worst in Atlanta. I'm over here in South Florida. I'm up there with them. The O's are doing their O thing, but they're not winning. And I wanted to, give the ladies on the breakdown something to think about. Are these women really winning? Are the vast majority of O's winning? Or does it just look glamorous to watch them do what they want to do and live how they want to live? Look, Mr. Z says this all the time. I'm not about dictating to women much of anything. But I'm not about throwing out the safety net when you fall. I'm about telling you, hey, this is how the majority of men operate. This tends to be men's proclivities. This tends to be how men move and think and feel. And you could adhere to that or not. Or you could do what our parents, our mothers, and our grandmothers have been trying to do, which is rejigger this whole thing and socialize young boys to think about these things different and watch it fail miserably and watch it not work for your daughters and granddaughters. You can try to do the same thing our mothers and grandmothers tried to do. You could try that also. Ooh, I know. I'm going to do my independent thing. I'm going to have control over the children, and I'm going to raise my son to be accepting of O-type behavior, of snarky, mean, condescending, rude, a-hole women. 25 years later, 30 years later, 35 years later, has it worked yet? 40 years later, has it worked yet? 45 years later, has it worked yet? 50 years later, has it worked yet? Xers 50 and younger, 45 and younger, millennials, what, 44, 43? I think the oldest millennials, what, 43, 42 now? And younger, 40 and younger, 35 and younger, 30 and younger. What's the oldest Gen Z? What, 27 now, 28? Gen Z, 27-ish and younger, 25 years and younger, 20 years and younger. Is it working yet? Uh-oh. Is it working yet? So the O's are not winning. The O's are not winning. And the majority of the time, they daughters ain't winning, especially if they daughters are O's. Right? They're not winning. And if this is what freedom and liberation looks like, I'm about to get into my lefty bag in a capitalist, patriarchy, white supremacist, right? Materialistic, capitalistic, consumerist society. If liberation, you can find liberation through your vagina, I mean, has it worked yet? Have you challenged any of these systems you call oppressive yet, for real? Is do whatever you want to do with your vagina. Has that actually done anything to challenge white capitalist patriarchy, etc., 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 ism? Or have you just made it easier for the white capitalist patriarchal isms to have fun with you when they want and discard you? God damn. Oh, I wasn't supposed to talk about you high class O's that you thought the white dude was going to marry you. You'll never be a Cartwright. God damn. I wasn't supposed to say that out loud. Is O Are O's winning? And if owing is supposed to be this liberatory act, is it working? Are you truly free? Or are you owing and still working a 9 to 5? Well, damn. You owing, obviously, well, many of you owing, most of you don't have a man. Duh. So you owing, still working a 9 to 5, no man, maybe children, maybe not. So you just owing to snub men in the face because men rather not marry O's. Okay, I see it. Okay, I get you. I get you. Right? Let's give that definition one more again. Definition of liberation: the act of setting someone free from imprisonment, slavery, or oppression to release. Right? Freedom: the power or right to act, speak, or think as one wants without hindrance or restraint. Once again, a radical feminist tenet is that any heterosexual relationship between men and women, women are being oppressed. Relationships between men and women are inherently oppressive for the women. So owing, if you're going to engage with men, is liberatory. Because you're not under the thumb of one man. Right? And that's understandable, fine. But then you got to deal with the consequences of no structure, no protection from one individual. Right? Fake symbolic respect from your friends and associates. That's what comes. Look, y'all hear Mr. Z talk. I'm not on a necessarily religious kick. I'm not necessarily pushing respectability. I am giving you the, like, this is what it looked like. You want to, right? We watch divorce court. We watch paternity court. That's the one I'm looking for, not divorce court. Paternity court. It'd be the funniest and simultaneously saddest thing in the world when she bring in the third guy. The first guy, you are not the father. Okay, we dance. That's what you get. Then the second guy, you're like, oh, okay, all right. Okay, what she was doing. It's not the second guy kid neither. The third guy, well, damn. right? You were on your cycle. Well, you weren't on your cycle. You were piping 3 dudes at the same time. God forbid she bring on a fourth guy. Now this is just stop coming on camera. Giggity. Maybe you should have been coming on camera. Maybe that we would have at least been like, well, all four of y'all were there at the same time. It's one of y'all. It'd be sad and funny at the same time, right? So yes, ladies, from the breakdown, black man from the black manosphere perspective, it looks like y'all just like living vicariously through those women. It looks like y'all see Owen as liberatory and free, right? And as I said, I have it here. You forfeit security and structure for your liberation and freedom. That particular type of liberation and freedom. And yes, we could talk about the one or two O's that end up getting married, maybe even staying married. We could talk about the one or two, but now we playing lottery, right? Now we're playing the lottery. Well, I know one person that won the lottery. Okay, then, right? And once again, y'all talk amongst yourselves. Y'all give Mr. Z 1 minute. Y'all talk amongst yourselves. And we're back. We're back. All right, Big Kev, let's see what you got. And Big Kev says, and thank you for the super chat. Good morning. Big Kev says they hate men saying no to saving 304s. Yeah, but because there's this divine women's right to men's resources and protection, right? It doesn't matter what I did. This is your job no matter what. They fundamentally don't understand the social contract. They just don't, or they don't care. They don't care. Look, I don't care what I was supposed to do for you to do this thing. Just do this thing, right? Do your part regardless if I do my part. Isn't that what being a man is? All the screaming over the interwebs with these women, that's what they're saying. It doesn't matter if I was Owen. It doesn't matter what my attitude is. It doesn't matter that now I didn't price myself out the game, right? It doesn't matter that now I done lost the ability to bond with any man because I done had 3 figures with a P into my life. None of that matters. Just do your job anyway. And it doesn't matter. You know what? It doesn't even matter how many times I slap your hand away because you are the type of simp that would adhere to this. It doesn't matter if I treat you disrespectfully. Do it anyway. Do it multiple times, no matter how snarky and a-hole I am. And Aaliyah done told y'all that before she passed away. At first you don't succeed, right? Try again. It don't matter. Oh yeah, Big Kev is right about this. They feel entitled to your resources even if they were owing, even if they still are a O. Right? Oh, I went through an O phase. You tell a man that and then expect for him to walk with you in public with his head up. Maybe if you're like supremely attractive and you don't have no children, as evidence that you were owing at one point, maybe, maybe, maybe. It's possible. But once again, we're playing lottery now. Right? And what Mr. Z is saying is not, it's not like, I'm not saying anything particularly, it shouldn't be revelatory, really. This should be like written in like the human code. You out there owing, mainly as a sign of like a middle finger to men. There's nothing wrong with that. Like literally, there's nothing wrong with that, except that you forfeit structure and security from the majority of men, the vast majority of men. Now you playing the lottery that hopefully you can meet a simp or some type of dude that overlooks this. You better hope the dude that still wants to smash one day say, you know what, screw it. I mean, he was telling you screw it anyway, but I ain't going nowhere. I actually like you. But once again, now you playing the lottery. And Mr. Z can understand what one or two O's winning on camera at least makes it seem like O's are winning. And so women think that O's are winning. But women like to tell themselves that O's are winning so they could do what they wanted to do anyway. Well, O's are winning, so I'll just engage in this type of activity. I'll win too, knowing it's a damn lie, engaging in it anyway. And then on the other side, when it doesn't work, this didn't work for me. You knew it wasn't going to work for you. Stop it. And I think that's something that needs to be emphasized to O's and to women in general. You can engage in this behavior, but this is what you're forfeiting. Well, it's not like men are providing security anyway. It's not like you're providing structure anyway. Yeah, okay, fine. You really ain't going to get it when you engage in this. That's all. You know, one of the most interesting things in talking to people, women in particular, but sometimes a few men, is when you crush the hope. And for some of us that are a bit more realistic, even pessimistic, sometimes nihilist, when you just close all the doors to someone. Because what they want is like, I'm going to do this thing that's probably not going to get the results I want, but I still want to hope in getting the results that I want. And you have a conversation with this person. It's usually a person that you know, and you just close all the doors and the windows, and you watch them shatter. If you want an example of this, and it sucks because Zoe took it off of he cut out the segment, but it was a conversation that and it's funny, Big Kev, because the dude Kevin that used to be on Zoe's show all the time, Tone Talks called into to Zoe's show, and they were talking about not reparations per se, but like how black people should move and what black people should invest in Bitcoin and whatever. And y'all see who Tone Talks is, and he's an attorney. So he systematically took every single point that Kevin had and broke it. And he didn't necessarily do it disrespectfully, but he did do it with some authority, right? As you would expect an attorney to do. And you finally seen Kevin break, and he started threatening. Tone Talks. But of course, and here's the part that I was reading through the live comments, and this is the part that I don't recall anyone really grappling with. When Kevin said, "But so what's the answer? What are we supposed to do?" And there it goes. And there it goes. That's what it was all about. Some harebrained, schemy, scammy way into liberation, into freedom, into not having to deal with the white racist capitalist, blah, 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 et cetera, ism, ism, ism. Mm-hmm. It's the same thing the young lady said to me on one of my first times on Shay Sade's channel. It's something that one of the brothers, I won't say his name, said to me one time, and I was like, bro, these Latinas ain't gonna save you. These white women ain't gonna save you. It's the, man, I'm not about killing people hope. So what hope is there? Oh, there we go. That's what it's really about. There it goes, right? That's what this is really about. You need the lottery dreams, and O's need the lottery dreams too. And your average woman, your average black woman need the lottery dreams too. There it goes. That's what it's about. I want to do what I want to do, and still magically, somehow on the other side of 30 is Prince Charming gonna whisk me away, knowing my past, knowing that I was out here owing, knowing I went from the aspiring rapper to the woulda, coulda, shoulda been basketball player, or maybe basketball player, to the woulda, shoulda, coulda been NFL player, to the med student, to the law student, to the D-boy, to the scammer. All these, I'm just looking for the money. Wherever I see an opportunity, I don't care if it's legit or not. I don't care if it's above board or not. Right? I swear we all watched the same thing. And Better You says, LOL, I think I remember that one. We was on there talking interracial dating. I swear we all watched the same thing. I remember I was talking about some old Zoste and Ed said something. I was like, I swear we all watched the same Patrice O'Neal stuff, the same Corey Holcomb stuff, the same Zoe Williams stuff, the same Tariq Nasheed stuff, the same Dr. Umar Johnson stuff. I swear we didn't watch all the same things. I promise you. Right? The same Daily Wrap-Up Crew stuff, the same, we don't watch all the same things, I'm promise. The same things from The Breakfast Club and from Hot 97, just about. From about 2009-ish, the same Tommy Sotomayor stuff. From about 2008, 9-ish to about 2018, 19. We don't watch all the same things, I promise you we have. Oh, wow. Thank you, Compassion. Compassionate said, got some cuts for you too. Morning Z, got some cuts for you too. Post a short from the drive I already sent you, so I know you can access them from there. Thank you, sir. And morning to you also. Thank you. Right. I'm gonna do my 2000 celebration. I gotta be this weekend. I don't want to push it back till next weekend. So yeah, let's try to pull this on Sunday, right? That's the goal. But life been lifing over here, right? And Zulu said, bro, at this point I'm gonna start my channel. I thought we already told you to start your channel. Right? Make your channel the black version of Caspian Report or Visual Politic or one of those, right? Real Life Lore or one of those. Polymatter, one of those. Yeah, Mr. Z, subscribe to all of that. All of it. Right? All those channels. Bad Empanada, whichever would name it. Mr. Z, subscribe to all of it. Detroit said 2 English muffins, please. Yes, I do have IHOP right here sitting here. Yes, Mr. Z does. Right? Harambe says they don't care. They don't care, but they do though. They care when those consequences come, and then they try to find some way to finagle you to pay for the consequences of our horrible decisions. They don't care, but they do though. Right? Harambe, you're right, but you're kind of wrong. They care. They care when the consequences are there. And they look longingly at the women they think didn't have to pay any consequences. That's why they keep on saying, "Oh's a winning." That's hope. That's what that is. That's look at Cardi B. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Look at Meg Thee Stallion. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. 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 Eve got her white man. Uh huh. Yeah. Yep. 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 Oh's are winning. That's why they look at the one or two or three of them that actually look like they won and tell you, look, they're winning. Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's what that's about. Right? Will A.R. says these women won't care until apocalypse is standing on their doorstep. By then it's too late to cop a plea or have any mea culpas. Mea culpas. Yes. Okay, I don't even look, like I said, I'm not even about scaring. Just deal with the consequences. It's not even about trying to scare you straight, like the scared straight thing you do with teenagers. No, right? It's not even about that. Look, ladies, you have you have your own thoughts. Black Other black women have their thoughts about this. White racist society has encouraged you in a particular direction. You went in that direction. Well, if there's a reaction for every action, right? For every action, there's a reaction. Then what did you think the reaction to your Owen? What do you think it would be from men? Celebration? A clap? Well, men get to do it too. Yeah, men get to stand up peeing also. Now what? Uh-oh. Yeah. Men pee standing up also. Okay. You want to do that too? Well, for some of you, maybe. Right? So I hear what you're saying. I definitely hear what you're saying, Will AR. Right? And Will AR says black women would rather hope for a lottery ticket than cooperate with a black man. That is peak insanity, peak delusion. Brother, that's a Western issue. I just think it manifests differently in different environments. Right? One of our brothers that's living in the East, I won't say his name just in case, because y'all know his situation in that particular country. We got to be careful. So he told you they'll just get quiet on you. That's their form of rebellion. So guess what they're doing in Japan? Now he's in another country. He's not in Japan. So y'all should know who I'm talking about, right? But look at what they're just not having children. They're not getting married to the men. They're not having sex. They don't believe in having children out of marriage, so they're just not getting married. Same thing in South Korea, right? There you go. That's their act of defiance. In Black America, it's different. It's flipped the other way. We're just gonna do what we want to do, however we want to do it, with whatever men we want to do it. And then the square 9 to 5 guys that we just were telling, we don't want you. Now we need you, but we ain't gonna say it because our pride won't let us. Right? So they're all playing lottery ticket dreams, all of them, in different environments. The Latinas are playing lottery ticket dreams too. They're all playing lottery ticket dreams because they all want to be free, but somehow have structure while being free, have security while being free. FD signifier sit as much. I would like to direct y'all to my conversation for my new subscribers. In January, Mr. Z got to speak to FD signifier, and a part of that conversation, he pretty much said that's what the feminists are looking for. Do what they want to do, but still be provided with structure and security. Hell no, we won't go. Haha, it rhymes. Right? And Big Kev, this. You want to know what grinds my gears? This really grinds Big Kev gears. And he says, I hate it. I hate it. Pro-blacks trying to act like black men don't got dating options. Peen policing won't save the family. It won't. It won't. And here's something, fine. If women get to throw temper tantrums, right? If women get to be petulant children, then what about if men say, here's my temper tantrum, I'll just keep my resources to my damn self? How much that bike cost? How much does that exotic car, well, or even sports car, maybe most of us can't afford exotic. How much does that sports car, that muscle car cost? Right? How much is that 1-1 bachelor pad downtown? Right? How much is that gaming console? For all my computer heads, y'all easily could blow $5,000 on a computer. That ain't nothing. Let me get that. Right? Easily. All my Jordan collectors. I'm not building a family. I don't got no wife. Fine. 20 pairs of J's. Here we go. 30 pairs of J's. Here we go. Throw in a couple of super rare Filas and Reeboks in there too. And Adidas. And Pumas. Uh-oh. Oh, wait. Women are the only ones that could throw temper tantrums? Watch this. Women are the only women sit on their vaginas when they done being played with, and now they throwing a temper tantrum. And men, when they're done being played with, they sit on their wallet. Uh-oh. You ain't giving up no vagina, I ain't giving up no resources. Even Steven. Right? You felt like you got played by men. I felt like I got played by women. Fine. Even Steven. Hey, Dreddy Bean, a new 5.0. They don't know 5.0s ain't cheap no more. A new 5.0, a clean one with the Recaro seats is $50,000 plus. Uh-oh. Oh, y'all ain't know that, huh? Y'all ain't know Mustangs was 50 grand for a clean one. We ain't talking about your little 2.3 EcoBoost either. And by the way, the EcoBoost modded, you could get some power out of that. I'm not even gonna defecate on the EcoBoost. Ninja person, you see me? Us car people already went through the numbers with y'all. Us car people could easily blow 20 grand and the car even really, you don't even see anything, right? Easily. And Ninja person says, I'm willing to blow 10K on engine upgrades for my Charger. Get about 150 horsepower from the Pro Charger supercharger. Easy. Right? For the brothers with the 392 Jeeps, Chargers, Challengers, but now you want to supercharge it and put it on the same level as a Scat Pack or as a Hellcat or a Trackhawk. What that supercharger cost? 10 grand. Oops. Ladies, I promise you, your bags. Well, most of your bags don't cost as much as our toys. I promise you. Most of your shoes don't cost as much as our toys, right? Because you just want to be seen in a Beamer. We don't want just the Beamer 3 Series. We want the M3, preferably the M3 competition. You just want to be seen in the C-Class Benz. Not good enough. Let me get that E63 AMG, please. Right? You're okay with the Volkswagen Jetta. For us, if it's not a GLI, what you saying? Right? You're okay with the A4. We're okay with the A4, but if it's not at least the S4, what you saying? Maybe the RS4 is out of our price range, but can we at least get the S4? You'll floss in an Audi A3. If it's not the S3 or the RS3, what you saying? We prefer the RS3 because what? That's the 5-cylinder one, right? Take us back to the rally days of Audi. Right? So yeah, ladies, you could go through your O phase and then, get mad at the world and then sit on your vagina and go through your bout of celibacy, and men will be like, fine, I'm going through financial celibacy. I'm only spending money on me and my wants and my toys. Yep. How'd I look? Oops. Right. Brothers buy they Pontiac G8, supercharge it, turbocharge it. Right. Buy a GTO, put a couple of bolt-ons or supercharge it, turbocharge it. Mustang, same thing. Uh-oh. That's money. 370Z, supercharge it, turbocharge it. Supercharge is what? 7-8 grand plus installation, about $2,000. If you want to go into internals, oh well, look, we're 15 grand. We just pretty much described just about approaching $15,000. We ain't talking about rims and tires yet. We didn't talk about a lip kit yet. I told our toys, modifying our toys, the cars, easily 20 grand, 25,000, and I'm not even talking about the donk dudes. Or the guys that's messing with old imports, old European cars, old Japanese imports. Oh yeah, and if we want to modify it performance wise too, because it's going to be garage kept, easily 30, 40, 50, 60. You're not saying anything until you at least spend $50,000. Ladies, that's the price of a nicely loaded C-Class. Nicely loaded, and not even fully loaded. 3 Series. I told you we already had the car. Now we modifying it. You ain't saying nothing until you spend $40,000, $50,000, $60,000. And that's on the extreme end. Thank you, Mr. Donnie Mac. That's if we're not going the opposite direction into minimalism. Which means now we're just saving that money. Uh-oh. Thank you, Mr. Donnie Mac. And Mr. Donnie Mac says, that's how I found this space, through fire and minimalism. That's the other direction. Zulu said, do you know how much I spent on computer parts? It's crazy. right? Oh, truck stuff is insane. This is not back in our grandfather's day where trucks were just work trucks, just work mules. Oh no, ladies, F-350s are running $100,000. Goddamn, dualies run $100,000. Oh yeah, those F-350s, y'all look. Oh, you think your little 3 Series costs more than that? Your little Lexus ES costs more than that? Your used G Wagon costs more than that? Oh no. Those fully loaded 3,500 Silverados, 3,500 Dodge Rams, F-350s, Super Duties. Oh, and by the way, I'm gonna have to say this. All my truck people know where I'm going with this. The Cummins, it's literally the engine is called a Cummins engine. I know, funny giddy. But yeah. Oh yeah, the Raptors, the TRXs, yo, the TRX is whatever price you see, mark it up another 30, 40, 50 racks. Yeah, ladies, I have the little short where I show you the markup, the MSRP, and then the markup. MSRP for a Civic Type R is what, $40,000? $20,000 markup. Goddamn. The new Nissan Z, $50,000, $55,000 markup, 30-something thousand, $40,000. Right? Dear O's, we could spend our money on different things or not spend our money. And look, if you living in a not so major city, right? You could do a lot with $50,000. Your car is new enough, it's reliable enough, it's nice enough. Maybe it's a hand-me-down from your parents or your grandparents. It still get the job done. It's not ugly, right? It's not falling apart. You have a roommate. Your rent is $2,000. Y'all splitting the rent half and half. You don't have no major expenses. Oh, you could do a lot with $50,000. A whole lot, right? Yeah. You could play with a whole lot of your hobbies with $50,000 a year, with 55, with 6. Now, if you're trying to have a family, maybe that's a different conversation. But if you're single in a second tier city in America, 55, 60 racks? Oh no, ladies. Your job is now going to be to convince him to give that lifestyle up. Right? Mr. Z was there. And I was even earning that much. And I'm in a major city. Have fun trying to convince your man who's been earning 60,000, 65, 70,000, 50,000, 40, even $45,000. And he has a roommate and he was able to buy a couple of things he wants and whatever. Have fun trying to convince him to now be in a relationship with you. And now $40,000, 45, 50, 55 is not enough. Have fun. Oh, bro, a clean Supra, if you're lucky, are okay-ish. We're not even going to talk about the ones that originally came with the 2J. No, we're talking about a shell with a non-turbo 2J. You still looking at $60,000. Well, damn, $50,000, $55,000. Easy. So, dear O's, hey, you right? You better hope there's not a day where it flips. Now you got to convince men to be your paymaster. Where he's not the one chasing after you. You're the one chasing after him. Where the whole entire world turns into a strip club. Yeah, he'll throw the money. You got to convince him, though. Detroit said truck engine nearly 40 grand for a semi truck. All right then. All right. Y'all don't know what world y'all living in. And I'm telling y'all about car stuff because that's what I know. Zulu could tell y'all about computers, right? We got other brothers that have other habits. All my tennis shoe guys could tell you how much some of these tennis shoes are going for, right? So on that note, everyone, Mr. Z has to go. That was a good tangent because y'all know Mr. Z could get into his car talk. I might have to do another Black Manosphere of the Week car talk, but this time like do it in a way where we don't get our oh, for those of you that don't know, the first one got taken off YouTube. They didn't even strike me, they just took the whole video off. I could still watch it in YouTube Studios, but y'all can't see it. If you type it up, you still can't find Mr. Z car talk video. You can't see it. And for those of you that were there live, if you wanted to watch it again, sorry, it's gone. I can still watch it, right? But you guys can't, right? But yeah, God forbid you want a 3000 GT, a NSX. Man, even old Fox body Mustangs, you can't find Fox body Mustangs for dirt cheap like that no more unless you somewhere in a rural area or it's a bucket. We don't live in those days anymore. All right. So, dear O's, when you finally come to the realization of how society sees you, and then you throw a fit, and then you want to sit on your vagina for a couple of years, don't worry, men could sit on their resources for a couple of years or spend it on something way more expensive than even dating you would be. Right? Because, and I didn't even talk about dunks yet. Y'all ain't know dunks could easily set a dude back $200,000, huh? For those of you that don't live in the South, y'all don't know. Y'all see these big old Chevys with big rims, and you really don't know. You might be looking at a car that easily is $120,000. You don't know. You don't know. You looking at something with 1,200 horsepower, right? Same thing with some of the imports. You see this old Corolla. You don't know this Corolla is running a 2J or 1.5J, which is 1J top end, 2J bottom end. Giggity, I know. And he don't really got to run that much power because it's light as hell. Some of y'all had to learn that the hard way when y'all got steamrolled by a goddamn Civic with only 400 horsepower. Hey, it'd be the funniest thing in the world when you see these Hellcats get doors blown off by a Civic. Right? He don't need as much power as you. He weigh less than you. He weighed less than half as much as you. By the way, these Hellcats weigh like 4,300 pounds, and these stripped out Civics. I'm not advocating street racing, but these stripped out Civics with K20s on boost, barely making 400 horsepower to the wheels, and you made the ultimate mistake in trying to race him on a roll on the expressway. Ha ha! See you at the exit. Right? I'm saying all of that. No, wrapping up. Look, ladies, I really mean it. I am not about forcing women not to be O's. Mr. Z is really not on no authoritarian thing. Y'all hear me speak. Y'all see the type of things I share in my community tab. I am about people living the life they want to live as long as you're not infringing on other people's rights. I do understand the social consequences. That's something that I debate with myself all the time. With myself. because I understand where the conservative brethren are coming from, and just conservatives in general. It's funny y'all act like y'all don't care about society, but y'all do, right? I understand. But ladies, there are consequences to your worldview, your actions, right? There are, even to you. So you can be out here in O and going to the topic at hand for what the ladies were saying. These women could live vicariously and want to be friends with O's, but y'all don't want to be friends with them like that, because y'all understand the consequences. Y'all be trying to distance yourselves in certain respects. I ain't living the life she living. Yeah, she my friend, but I ain't living that life. Why don't you want to be associated with her in that way? Because there's a consequence to a certain type of stigma. Right? And on that note, that was my little diatribe. You know, I get it, ladies. It looks liberating. It looks liberating giving men the middle finger, living free and fast sexually, doing whatever you want to do. It looks liberating. And in a way, it could be liberating. But unfortunately, there's a whole other opposite sex that now you have to wonder about how they see you, and what doors you might have closed off to yourself by engaging in this activity. That's all. That's all Mr. Z is saying. You might have closed doors, and just because you see one or two women, air quotes, win after or during engaging in this activity, what about the vast majority of them that didn't? Indigo, I ain't even gonna say that loud. Right? But on that note, everyone, I'll truly pause right here. Love, peace, and chicken grease. Y'all have a great rest of y'all day. Y'all go check out other Black Manosphere content, other non-Manosphere content. Shout out to the ladies from the breakdown. They always are gracious when I'm on, right? They're always kind to me. So I just wanted to give them something to think about. It looks like y'all just like seeing those women live their life and be free and fast, and some of y'all are living vicariously through them, right? And y'all see being O and O like activity as liberating. Nothing wrong with that, right? There's nothing wrong with that. That's all. That's all Mr. Z is saying. All right, everyone. Love, peace, and chicken grease. Oh, Indigo. That I might start doing that. Indigo really put up the chicken leg. And by the way, Mr. Z I like drumsticks. I'm not a big chicken person. I don't like the thighs and the, which is funny because my lady actually has thighs for days, right? But I'm not really a thigh and breast person. Right? I'm like a leg and wing person. I know Mr. Z weird. But yeah. All right, y'all. Y'all have a great rest of y'all day. Y'all go check out other Black Manosphere content, other non-Manosphere content, for the love of God. So y'all can see that O's ain't winning all around the world. They not winning. Right? So yeah. All right, y'all. Y'all have a great rest of y'all day. Mr. Z out.